Long time no see, Denim Dan. Give me that money. I was always taught when it came to guns is to try and get in close. The reason why is if I'm close to the gun and it's pointed at me, there's a better chance of me actually getting to the weapon itself. So if it's pointed here and it's far enough away, do I reach and try and grab it? There's lots of different things. But if I'm far away from that and I try and reach, now I'm getting shot. Especially if I start running away from the gun, he can still shoot me by moving minimally, right? If you look, if I step here, very easy for him to shoot me. He had to move like 3 degrees. But if I'm here and I step that one step, now he's got to move like 45-ish. So it's just a game of angles at this point. And the closer you are to the projectile weapon, the safer it is getting closer. This does not feel normal. It does not feel right. It feels like you should do the exact opposite. It all comes down to the range that you start off. If I'm off here, right, and he presents the weapon, I'm going to see him present it. So if it's like in his pocket and he starts pulling it out, maybe I'm already running to a point that it is actually safer for me to run. This is a very hard situation that you're going to have to understand in the moment of what you're going to do. Okay, but let's just say he's a good criminal and he presents that gun at the end. Don't be out here and try and deal with this thing. Try and get as close to it as possible. And it could be as simple as like, hey, here's my money. And you're handing it closer to them. And that gives you a chance to get here. But if you're ever going to think about taking a weapon away, it's because he's threatening to kill you still. If I've given him every piece of my possessions and he still has this gun pointed at me, I'm in trouble. And now because I'm in trouble, I'm like, okay, what do? Do I enter? Do I not? Right? Do I throw it on the ground and try and distract and then get in there? There are so many things. Watch my other videos for that. If he switches to the knife now, everything kind of changes a little bit. In all of my years of martial arts training, I may feel comfortable with dealing with a knife. If it's stabbed into me, boom, I do my training, I find my control. Maybe I am able to get away from the weapon. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm able to get lucky with the disarm. Very unlikely. But all of that training started with that knife on me. So if he's going to try and stab into me here, maybe I can get that. Do you know how hard that is? Maybe I can get a double catch. Maybe I can get what's called a bar and catch. Maybe I can get a bar and catch, but see, it's tough. It's tough. And this is why all of these things of how to enter are very difficult. Some people would say, well, if he stabs in, you can parry and hit. You think one strike to the face is going to stop this guy from trying to murder you? If he pulled out a knife and he's trying to end your life, run. That is self-defense. Get away. You see the knife right away, boom, you're disengaging, you're giving yourself space because it's not a projectile weapon anymore. If he throws a knife at me, great, he doesn't have a knife anymore. But it's just a simple rule of thumb I want you to follow. When it comes to a knife being presented, run away. When it comes to a gun being presented, try to move in close. None of this is guaranteed. It's just a simple concept that might save your life one day. Stay safe out there.